Boost Juice is a juice and smoothie concept tackling health and creating great customer service with a great product. Our first store was in Adelaide in 2000. 4 years later we had 100 stores. We were looking overseas, and at the same time we were looking at new and exciting brands in the Australian market that we believed we could bolt on to our existing structure and grow the business from there. Our first acquisition was Salsa's fresh Mex concept. In 2010 we became partners with Riverside and Retail Zoo was born.
Number one, you had a company that had built a great brand in Australia. And the result of that was they were able to attract really great people, most importantly the management team. Number two, great financial performance. And then finally, it was a business that was playing on a healthy trend that was continuing to become important in Australia and in the Western world. The combination of those things made us believe that this was a business that was going to continue to succeed for a long time.
What Riverside were able to do was to help us identify where our true strengths were, and based on that we could refine the types of businesses that we really should be looking for. So what we ended up landing on was that we should be in the food franchising business. That's where our strength was. All the departments that we've already got set up can actually be leveraged over every single business.
When we looked at a business, the first thing we thought about was obviously there's a culture fit, but also was it a strategic fit for the business upon an exit? And that was very much what we left with Riverside. With regard to the businesses that they researched, they went into absolute detail. We looked at dozens and dozens of businesses, and quite often the success of people doing acquisition is the businesses you don't do, not necessarily the ones you do. We ended up doing Cibo, which was a coffee concept. They were a bolt-on to the business.
One of the discussions that we had at the boardroom was Australians love their meat pies, they love their chicken, they love their hamburgers, they love their pizza. So are there ways for us to attack larger addressable markets? If we can't do it by buying a big boy, do we do it by buying a little mom and pop and making it into a big boy? Really, it was about empowering the management team to think more creatively. And we tried a couple of different things before we finally settled on Hatch. It's new and it's growing. I think the prospects for Hatch are fantastic.
When looking at continually growing, it was about understanding how our franchise team were going about selling businesses. They introduced me to the Dwyer Group over in Texas, where I went and spent some time over there to understand how they were doing it for multiple brands. We brought that back and we utilised and we implemented some franchise information nights, which was a great way of introducing potential candidates into the Retail Zoo portfolio of businesses.
Ultimately, it was the right time to sell because we were getting a lot of interest. We ended up deciding to sell the business to a large cap private equity firm who created a great return for the existing shareholders, but also empowered the management team to continue to execute the strategy that we had put in place over the past 4 years.
We've become a bit of a hobby farm now that we've got 4 animals, and for us the zoo is endless. We've got all the right people here to help continue to protect, nurture and grow these retail animals as they come into the business, so it's an exciting time.